None have moved me, ladies and gentlemen, like the spectacle of Lana. That's it, huddle together. Cammy the contortionist will put your pounds in the glass jar. You'll see her do something else entirely with that very jar in just a little while's time. Well, oh, that very jar. The illumination, folks, that Lana has provided us with since she joined our merry band is like nothing I've experienced in the circus before. There's no one performance the same. And how our paths came to cross is no less exceptional than any of my other girl freaks. Driving through the desert one night, a sandstorm kicked up, so thick I stopped the wagon. No show is so important as the safety of my flock. I threw my voice back as far as it would go, hoping the message to bed down for the night would travel. I hurled my voice into the wind until it was hoarse and still no reply. A grave worry came over me. I gave one more call that took so much strength, ladies and gents, I nearly passed out and loosed my mare from her harness. Suddenly, through the whistling of the wind, I heard a voice. It carried on the moving sand. But when it reached my ear, I discovered to my horror, it was my echo. My own voice thrown back at my wagon. Well, this was most curious as the land was flat. There were no mountains, valleys, or even anthills for my voice to bounce off. My fear was that echo. That ungodly sprite might have hitched herself to our wagon, causing all types of her usual chaos. My troop are fragile, folks. I jumped from my wagon, tying the filly to a cactus, my scarf about my eyes in case the sand blasted them from their sockets. It was a night sent from Lucifer's hand to test us. I went in search of the other wagons. As I walked, hands to the wind, I began to make out a figure approaching. "Echo, you little nymph, release us from this havoc." There was no answer. Slowly it seemed to me that this figure wasn't of a sprite, but that of a man. Straining my eyes even more, trying to identify the oncoming figure, I cried out again, "Echo!" My voice bounced back. "Damn you, Echo! You know there ain't any room for you in this here troop. Your mischief has no place here. Now let us alone so we can sleep off this storm." No sooner had the words left my mouth. The figure that had been silhouetted in the dust was as close as the tip of the nose on my face. Nothing could have prepared me for what happened next. The most extraordinary encounter I can commit to record, ladies and gentlemen. Just as I had been communicating with a voice that was a dead ringer for my own, I was now face to face with my own image. The face, hands, hair, body, clothes were mine. A true reflection. Convinced the lack of food and water had finally done me in, I took the doppelganger to be a powerful mirage and resolved to find the rest of the wagons. At that moment, our very own Bonnie the bearded lady appeared through the sand. She called out to me, and no sooner had she opened her mouth than it rang out in an echo exactly as before. No sooner had the echo resounded, the vision I had dismissed shape-shifted into a true likeness of Bonnie in front of our eyes. Her face, her body, her beard, her torn dress, her voice, reflected exactement. Ladies and gentlemen, as someone party to my grand share of illusions over time, this was the most accomplished act of any I had ever seen. Bonnie cried out. Her nerves shot as mine had been moments before. More of our troop emerged through the fog, responding to Bonnie's blood-curdling cry. And as quickly as each one came was as quickly as the creature changed. Klaus the Crusader, the creature took on his exact form, Polly the parrot to boot. Strongman fell to his knees when the creature took on his curly moustache, the tattoo of his mother over his heart. The screams and hollers of